Hi, I'm Ohoon Kwon, partner at Cha Kwon Law Offices in Korea. Cha Kwon Law Offices is based in Seoul, Korea. We specialize in cryptocurrencies, blockchain, finance, fintech, and international legal. We also offer civil and criminal legal services for foreign expats living in Korea. So in this video, we would like to talk about cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin market has been booming these days, and everyone's talking about Bitcoins, Ethereum. Those are cryptocurrencies. We also call them virtual assets. As a lawyer, the most important thing that you need to be aware of conducting business in Korea is, of course, the regulation surrounding the cryptocurrency business markets. However, surprisingly, the Korean government had no regulation regarding cryptocurrencies as of now. Famous cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoins or Ethereums were considered for specific as intangible assets, and these were governed by normal civil acts or criminal acts, and no specific regulation were made for these. That's a good question, because security is the singular debate that has been dominating currently regarding cryptocurrencies. Because in other countries, many cryptocurrencies fall under the definition of securities, especially in the US. And if a cryptocurrency is defined as a security, then it is very difficult for investors to invest and crypto exchanges to deal with these crypto tokens because those will be deemed as securities, and there are specific law concerning these securities. Yes. So in Korea, we have FSCMA. It stands for Financial Investment Services and Capital Market Acts. We call them Capital Market Acts shortly. Capital Market Act is the main legal framework governing securities and investments in Korea. It is a similar act to the US Securities Act, and those who are watching these videos might be familiar with the Howey test, the case law in the US defining what is investment contract, security or not. We do have a similar concept in Korea as well. The simple answer is no. The government doesn't recognize any tokens as securities right now. But that's just practically speaking. Legally speaking, the definition of security under the Capital Market Act is very broad. So, yes, any token can be regarded as securities once they fall under the definition of security under the Capital Market Act. However, the government refuses to register any tokens as a security. And to date, there are no cryptocurrency-based investment vehicles or funds registered with the Korean financial regulatory agencies. And the government has not yet seen any securities that's comprised of cryptocurrencies. They are very interested in distinguishing between securities and cryptocurrencies. However, as I said, in legal terms, that doesn't always work. That's a good question, because in the US, the Ripple issue was very big. The US SEC has deemed Ripple as securities, and thus exchanges dealing with Ripple had to delist Ripple from the exchange. And if they did not, there were risks that those exchanges were deemed as security exchanges, which would fall under heavy duty. However, in Korea, the Korean government has not issued any statement about Ripple as yet because, as I said just before, the Korean government want to distinguish tokens and securities, and the Korean exchanges has not seen Ripple as securities yet. But in my legal opinion, I think there are high chance that the tokens is actually legally defined as security in Korean law. So the business should be aware of that. The most significant issue for crypto business in Korea was the amendment of the AML Act last year. The act is to follow the global recommendation by the FATF, or the Financial Action Task Force, which required the governments to implement a regulatory scheme to cover cryptocurrencies under the AML law. And Korea has followed such recommendations. The amended act will come to effect in March 25th this year, which is just this month, and have 6 months of grace period. So in next video, we'll talk more about this AML law. And if you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe. Thank you for watching and stay tuned.